Friends, the story begins by showing a girl named Dress hiding in a scary and dark cave, who had a sniper in her hand, and she was sitting here waiting for someone. Then we see an airport a few kilometers away from this cave, where a plane lands, and as soon as the president comes out of it, Dress shoots him with her sniper and kills him, and then we come to know that she is not an ordinary girl, but she is an excellent and bloodthirsty sniper, who targets the president in such a way that the people around do not even know who shot the president, and from where. Well, now after finishing her work, Dress keeps the bullet cover with her. After this, Dress goes to meet her mother at her grave, because now her mother was no longer in this world. But when she reaches the graveyard, she sees that her father is already sitting here. She goes to him and tries to talk to him. But then Dresser's father reveals to her that he knows everything about his daughter, that she is a sniper. And just now, she has killed a person. To this, Dress replies that sometimes I don't even get to sleep. And saying this, she takes out the bullet cover from her pocket and hands it over to her father. He keeps this cover with the rest of the covers, and here we come to know that Dress has killed many people before too. Now Dress's father tells her about his cancer and says that I have very little time left, and I am a guest for only a few days. But if I don't die in the coming days, then on this Valentine's Day, I will take my own life. Hearing this, Dress's feet slip away. Now she forbids her father from doing this. But he still tells Dress that this is the last meeting of both of us, and maybe we will not meet now. On the other hand, Levi's dreams have troubled him. That is why Levi often writes poems while sitting on the seashore, and even today he is sitting here. Then suddenly, Levi gets a message in which he is asked to come to an address. As soon as Levi reads the message, he immediately takes his car from there and reaches that address. As soon as he enters the house, he meets a lady named Bartholomew, and from the conversation of both of them, we come to know that Levi used to be a sniper, but now he has retired from this job and spends most of his time at home. Here, Bartho talks to Levi and assigns him a new mission and says that I want to send you to some other place because you are a very good sniper, so only you can do this work. Along with this, she asks Levi whether there is anyone in your family who will miss you after you go, because it is possible that you may never be able to meet them after going there. Hearing this, Levi gets into thinking and tells Bartho that there is no one like this in my family, and I live alone. After this, Bartho asks him to give all the information about the mission later. After this, Levi is made unconscious, and when he opens his eyes, he wakes up on his own. Levi finds him in a plane, but Levi did not know till now to which country he is being taken for the mission, so when he tries to ask this to the staff present in the plane, everyone ignores him. But a pilot comes and tells Levi that your destination has come, and now they are going to make him land here. She also tells Levi that to reach your destination, you will have to walk at least 32 kilometers from here. Only then you will be able to reach the place from where you have to carry out this mission. After saying this, she gives Levi a parachute, wearing which he jumps down from the plane onto the snow, and then slowly starts moving forward. 2 days pass by while Levi is walking on foot, and after 2 days, he finally reaches his destination, where first of all, he meets a man named GD, who takes him to a wash tower and tells him that you will work here for the next 1 year. I have also worked here for 1 year, but now my life is over. The time is over, so now you have been assigned this task, although Levi was still not able to understand what work he has to do. When he asks the same question to JD, he tells him that there is a very deep trench here, which is named Gorge, and he is not supposed to even enter it. After this, he tells Levi the rules of this place, and says that he can contact these people only once in a month, and the name of his tower is West Tower, while on the other side there is also an East Tower. But Levi is not supposed to have any kind of conversation with the people there, because his job is to focus only on his mission, and the people of East Tower also focus only on their mission. He also tells Levi that he cannot contact anyone for 1 year, and there is also an automatic gun here, which Levi has to reload every day if there are no bullets in it. Apart from this, there are many mines below, if there is any kind of explosion in them, then Levi will have to look at them too. However, Levi was still not able to understand what his mission is. So he asks JD if my job is to stop the people coming here from going close to the gorge. JD says no. I have to stop the thing that is inside the gorge from coming up. Then he picks up a small bomb and throws it inside the gorge. As soon as the explosion happens, suddenly a very scary and strange sound is heard from the trench, which sounded like a monster. And here we come to know the reality of this trench, that there is no small or trivial thing inside it, but something very terrifying is hidden. After this, JD tells Levi that the things that are hidden inside the gorge are called loins, and you have to stop them from coming up at any cost. It is said that in the year 1940, 3 battalions of the army went down to stop these loins, but they also never came back. Along with this, he tells Levi about a stray dog alarm. The day that alarm starts ringing, you should just run away from here to save your life without thinking anything. Although I also do not know why this has been said, but I am telling you what I know. Meanwhile, both of them look at the tower in front, where a new officer was pointed out because the old officer had completed 1 year. Now JD tells Levi about food and drink and says that his food for 1 year has been arranged here, and if he wants, he can also hunt. JD also reveals to Levi that this place has been secret for 75 years and no one knows anything about it, and we also have to keep this place secret in the future. After saying this, JD comes out from here, and as soon as he smokes to give a signal, a helicopter comes to pick him up, and JD gets into it, but the officer present in the helicopter first asks him about his identity and then shoots him dead, which tells us that this place is so secret that no one is allowed to go out from here. Here, we see Levi, who does exactly as he was told. He puts bullets inside the automatic gun and starts surveying the surroundings. When a whole month passes, he tries to contact anyone from here and tells them that he has not come face to face with any enemy. Saying this, he cuts the call because he was allowed to talk only this much, and he has to send this message only once every month. After this, he starts reading the books kept in the cupboard. Then his eyes fall on some messages written on the wall, which were written by the people living here according to their experiences. After reading them, Levi comes out, and with the help of a telescope, tries to see the other tower where he sees a girl sitting, who was none other than Drasa. Seeing the beauty of Drasa, Levi keeps looking at her but does not try to talk because he was forbidden to contact the other watchtower. In this way, Levi spends 2 to 3 months here, and now Drasa had also come to know about him. So one day, when it is her birthday, she decides to talk to Levi and writes on a paper that she is the first girl to come to Levi. Drasa asks him his name. After seeing this, he also picks up a board, and through it, he forbids Drasa from talking, but Drasa still tells him her name, after which Levi also writes his name without thinking much, and in this way, both of them become friends. One day, when Levi comes to know that Drasa is a sniper, he takes aim at his belongings to test him, after which Drasa also picks up a sniper to prove herself and aims at his watchtower. But then she sees some monsters who were coming out of the trench. She quickly tries to tell this to Levi by signaling, after which he starts firing on those monsters, but their number was very high, so Drasa also helps Levi and kills those monsters from her watchtower. But during this time, a monster reaches her, who looked like half human and half animal. When Drasa sees him, she tries to shoot at him to save her life, but no one hits him. It is of no use, and that monster keeps moving towards Drasa, but at the right time, Levi shoots him and kills him and saves Drasa. After this, the next day, Levi goes inside the mines where suddenly a small drone comes out of the trench and flies away from here, but before he could go, Levi had already left. One day, Levi decides to meet Drasa, and he ties a rope at the place where the missile is put in his RPG. Drasa also sees him doing this, but she also does not understand who Levi is. Meanwhile, Levi leaves this missile on the other side, which was tied with the help of a rope, and this rope reaches near Drasa, after which she ties it to a tree, and then Levi reaches another watchtower with the help of this. Here, when Dress sees him, she becomes very happy. But before hugging Levi, she asks him to take a bath, and herself sees Levi taking a bath with the help of CCTV camera. After this, both of them talk a lot to each other, and during this, Dress asks Levi that when did you shoot the longest shot. On this, Levi tells that I killed a man from 3,240 meters away, and earlier I used to work in the Marine. After this, he asks Dress that what is there in this place that it is kept so secret. Then Dress tells him not to think too much and mind his own business. Also tells him about her father who might have died by now. After this, she plays music and asks Levi to dance, after which both of them dance together and come close to each other and cross all limits. During this, Levi starts telling Dress about his poems and tells her that I have written a poem for you too. On hearing this, Dress asks him to recite the poem, but Levi refuses by saying that when both of us leave from here, then I will give you that poem. Now in the morning, Levi decides to leave from here, but as soon as he reaches the middle of the way, he sees that Munster is on his watchtower. They are climbing, but when they hit the rope on the tower, a huge explosion occurs, in which Levi's rope burns, and he falls into the trench. Here Dress is also watching all this, so she takes a parachute from Levi and jumps into the trench without thinking anything. After which we see Dress floating in a river which was present inside this trench. She somehow saves herself and brings herself to the shore. There we see Levi coming where suddenly a big crocodile comes and attacks him, due to which Levi falls and here the roots of the tree completely grab him. Before she could reach Levi Kane, here Dress comes and saves him, and both of them start looking at this place. Then some hollow men come here riding on horses and attack them. But Levi Kabbalah and kills 2 hollow men, but one runs away from there. Here the hollow man whom Levi had killed now comes to him to check him. Then he sees that she is wearing a uniform. Seeing the uniform, Levi remembers what JD had told him. Years ago, 3 battalions of the army had fallen into this trench and never returned. But how is she still alive? This question forces Levi to think. Anyway, now both of them move forward and reach a place where trees were growing out of humans. Seeing them, it seems as if some virus has spread terror here. Even now, Levi was watching the scene of destruction when suddenly some hollow men start coming towards them. To save themselves from them, both of them reach a church. But the scene of the church was very scary, because there were dead bodies of many people lying here who had taken their own lives to save themselves from the wrath of the virus. Then a spider attacks the spider, which was very big to look at, as if it was also affected by the virus. As soon as it attacks them, both of them together shoot it and kill it right there. But then some hollow men come here by breaking the door. Seeing them, Levi runs into a tunnel. They reach there, and after closing the door, when they look inside this tunnel, they see a kind of lab where experiments were done earlier. Here, they also find a backup generator which they start, and then Levi also finds a DVD player here. When both of them play this DVD cassette, a lady appears on the screen who tells about her secret mission regarding this place. She also says that we were making a chemical missile here in which many people were working together, but one day when an earthquake occurred at this place, the missile we had prepared started leaking due to the earthquake, and this way this chemical spread around, due to which many people got affected, and I am also affected. However, they also told this to the military and said that this place should be destroyed by bombing so that this chemical does not spread anywhere outside, but the military did not pay attention to their words. After listening to this lady, Levi now understands, so they try to know the tunnel more closely. And then they find a new age computer here which was quite strange, so they decide to turn on this computer and are surprised to see the information present in it, because in this, they come to know about a company named Dark Lab, which works to make paramilitary. It takes samples of affected people from here and works to make its soldiers super soldiers. That is why no country wants to destroy this place completely. Along with this, Levi also comes to know that this trench is 4 kilometers long. After this, as soon as both of them come out of here, suddenly a hollow man attacks them and drags Drasa with him by tying him with a rope. Although she tries to cut the rope, but it is of no use. Here Levi keeps wandering here and there to find it, and reaches a place where a very big missile was present. There we see Drasa hanging from a tree, and that hollow man is also standing in front of him, from whom Drasa asks him to open it, but when he doesn't listen to her, she somehow frees her hands and attacks him. The fight between the two continues for a long time. Meanwhile, Levi shoots Levi and saves the dress, but when he sees his name on the uniform, he comes to know that he was the first person to guard the watchtower, who later got affected. So, both of them decide to leave from here and put a new battery in a car parked here and tie it with a rope. As soon as the car starts going up, suddenly many hollow men come here and attack them, but both of them kill many of these hollow men with their sniper, but at one point, when their bullets run out, they set them on fire and after reaching a hill, push this car down as well. Then, they somehow reach the eastern tower, but they are afraid that none of them might get affected. So, the next day, Levi reaches his watchtower with the help of a rope, where Bartho contacts him and asks him if he is still alive. Levi asks him if he had gone inside the prison. Hearing this, Bartho tells him that it is possible that an officer from the other tower has gone inside the prison because someone has started our computer, so now you have to kill him. However, Bartho had already seen in the CCTV footage that both of them had gone inside the prison, but she does not reveal this to Levi. Rather, she herself comes here the next day. But both Levisha and Levisha see her helicopter, and they come to know that she has come here to kill them, so they quickly run towards the forest. After crossing Levi, these trenches meet each other, and then it can meet the dress, so it attacks the entry of the watchtower, and the alarm starts ringing here, which means that here in the next 2 minutes the stray dog mode will be turned on, and this place will be destroyed automatically. Now Bartho also knew this very well, so she starts running away from here with the helicopter. Here the dresser and Levi were kept. They blast, and due to this blast, the dresser gets damaged. Because of this, all the Hollomans are killed, while Bartho's helicopter also gets hit by this blast, due to which she is also killed. Here, Levi sits and waits for him. Many days pass, but Levi opens the poem written by him and reads it, and then starts her new life and starts working in a restaurant. But then suddenly one day, Levi is taken there, seeing which Drez becomes very happy, and with this, the story ends here. Hope you liked my explanation. So do like the video and subscribe to the channel and tell us in the comment what you think about this movie. See you in the next video. Until then, goodbye.